Story number 23, A Very Jolly Christmas. In the small city of Schofield, Reformation Day had arrived, which marks the start of the holiday season. There was a kind young man who is Heaven Crosby. He recently opened up a homeless shelter at 26 years old. Heaven recently got engaged to his girlfriend Cassidy Earl. The shelter has a nice soup kitchen, and volunteers come in on a regular basis. It was an amazing Reformation Day, and Heaven celebrated by going to a carnival to have a blast. It was a very nice day that day, as the high was 24 degrees Celsius. The rides that he and his friends went on at the carnival was the Ferris wheel, the fireball, the pirate ship swing, the tornado ride, and the launch blast ride. At dinner time, Heaven grabbed 2 delicious slices of pepperoni pizza, and then his girlfriend Cassidy got a taco trio. Their friends are Ronald, Elizabeth, and Peter. Ronald got a smash burger, Elizabeth got barbecue ribs, and Peter got a 12-piece boneless wings. The beverages they got was mostly split between water and soda. Then on Friday, November 1st, it was just an ordinary day at the homeless shelter. But then later that day, Ronald sadly got into a car accident, and the person who crashed into Ronald was texting and driving. The person who was texting and driving got in serious trouble with the police. Heaven received a phone call from Cassidy about it, and then after this, Heaven went to visit Ronald in the hospital, as Ronald ended up with a sprained ankle. Because of this, Ronald has to walk around with crutches for a couple of weeks. Heaven also brought his friends and also Cassidy to the hospital to visit Ronald. Then on Saturday morning, Heaven went on a date with his girlfriend Cassidy to a local cafe. Heaven ordered an 800-milliliter pumpkin spice latte with a pumpkin scone, and Cassidy ordered an 800-milliliter pumpkin spice cappuccino with a pumpkin donut. They both got their beverages in the hot version, as it was only 15 degrees Celsius that morning. It was a relaxing date at the cozy cafe, and what made their date even more cozy was the nice, smooth autumn breeze that was blowing outside, which made a soft, muffled sound on the inside. It was quite a cozy, relaxing time. The date lasted for 2 hours there, because they both wanted to enjoy the cozy and smooth atmosphere of the cozy cafe. After they finished their respective pastries and beverages, they watched a funny video together on Heaven's laptop. After this, they just relaxed there and enjoyed the cozy atmosphere of the cafe. There was one time when they both went on a date to the cozy cafe on a cozy spring day, and that date was so cozy that Cassidy fell asleep during that date. On that one date to the cafe back in spring, which took place on the morning of the day of the solar eclipse, Cassidy had a 400-milliliter black tea sweetened with honey and 5 blueberry macarons. And Heaven had a 600-milliliter green tea sweetened with honey and an oatmeal raisin cookie. Heaven only had 1 cookie because of their large size. On the following morning, Heaven and his friends went to church, and they attended church at Schofield LCMS Church, which is pastored by Kevin Blackstone, who is also Heaven's second cousin. Heaven preached a sermon about the importance of the Transfiguration. The sermon was only an hour long, and it was an interesting topic. Then 5 days later, on Friday morning, Heaven and his girlfriend went on another date to the cafe. This time, they both ordered a 600-milliliter pumpkin spice affogato. They enjoyed the oh-so-delicious dessert that has a nice, rich flavor. Then later that day, Cassidy volunteered at the homeless shelter, and she had an amazing time doing so. She loves how it is always nice to help those in need. Then on one Monday morning, Heaven went to run errands at the grocery store, and he overheard a rich guy who was bragging about how he is going to buy a lot of fancy material things during this holiday season. After this, Heaven was upset about the materialism and consumerism that people get entangled into every holiday season. After Heaven finished running errands, he put $20 into the Salvation Army donation bucket that is outside of the grocery store. Then 2 days later, on Wednesday night, Pastor Blackstone preached a sermon exposing the greed, materialism, and consumerism that people get entangled into every holiday season. During that season, he mentioned that the consumerism and materialism are both very greedy, and he mentions that there were times when the greedy materialism got so bad to the point to where people were literally trampled in the stores over fancy material things. The pastor then encouraged others to help those in need during the holiday season. Then in December, the amount of volunteering at the holiday structure increased by 25%, which was impressive. There were also simple gifts that were donated as well. The volunteers prepared delicious meals for the homeless to enjoy. On one day, Heaven returns back to the shelter after buying a French onion burger from a local restaurant. He decided to eat his lunch with a homeless man who was enjoying a delicious bacon grilled cheese with tomato soup. The homeless man was telling Heaven about how he came to the Lord and how he was thankful to have a shelter to be in. The homeless man shared a story about how he ended up homeless due to a hurricane. After they both finished eating lunch, Heaven prayed with the man, and thanks to the shelter, the homeless man is on his way to getting back up on his feet. The homeless shelter is decked out with beautiful Christmas decorations. Then on Friday, December 6th, there was something special going on at the homeless shelter called Cocoa Friday, which was where every Friday people got to get a 500 milliliter cup of hot chocolates here with the option of marshmallows or whipped cream. This special feature was set to run its course until Friday, March 21st. Then in the next week, Heaven went on a date with his girlfriend Cassidy, and the date was a picnic at a local park. It was a nice, relaxing weekend, and Heaven made the sandwiches at home just before he left for the date. The temperature that day was only 10 degrees Celsius, and they were having a fun time wearing their cozy sweaters and enjoying a cup of hot herbal tea brewed fresh at home. After the picnic, they went hiking up the small mountain, and they were having quite the fun there. At the summit, the temperature was 5 degrees Celsius, and they likewise added another layer that they each carried in their backpack. It was a fun time, and this date lasted for 7 hours. Then back at home, Heaven wrote a journal entry about how this holiday season was an amazing time. He then had the awesome idea to host a Christmas festival at the homeless shelter on Saturday, December 21st. This festival was designed for the homeless people who are there, and also those who are feeling down during this holiday season. When the festival arrived, a lot of people were there, and the festival had good food. Everyone was having an amazing time. On the following day after church, Heaven went to his parents' house to spend time with family. Heaven was excited to see that his mom bought him a cat for a Christmas present. The cat was a 2.5-month-old gray cat. Heaven decided to name his new cat Shadow. Heaven also saw that his dad got him a Schofield Eagles jersey for Christmas. Heaven thanked his parents for the wonderful gifts. Then on Christmas, the whole family was having an amazing time together. They went to the Wednesday night church service that night as Christmas landed on the Wednesday. Then when the family arrived home at 8 p.m., they enjoyed a tomahawk steak with a side of a 4-cheese macaroni and cheese and homemade cranberry sauce for Christmas dinner. It was an amazing Christmas, and the whole family enjoyed the holiday season.